All right, today we're going to be continue with absolute value functions. Remember that's the V-shaped graph, but today what we're going to be doing is writing the equations of those graphs. So again, let's go ahead and quickly remember the difference between vertical and horizontal shift. So right here, my vertex is at 3, comma, distance is always opposite. Since I go right 3 and my equation, I'm going to go minus 3. And since it's an absolute value, I'm going to start with the bars. All right, now vertical shift, remember that's up or down. So here, just go up 1. I don't move left to right at all. So since I don't move left to right at all, I just have the absolute value bars and X inside those. And a positive 1 outside those absolute value bars since it's the same sign. Now, put them all together. The easiest way to do this is just honestly pick the vertex. The vertex is 3, comma, 1. Since it's an empty value, when it opens up, I start with the bars. Start with the opposite sign to the first, that's why it's x minus 3. And it's the same sign for the second coordinate, so it's a plus 1. All right, we're going to go ahead and start practicing this. First off, let's identify the type of function. It's an absolute value. So I'm going to have the bars. Here I'm going to identify the vertex. Vertex is at negative 3, comma, negative 4. So again, we're going to start by writing f of x. Since it opens down, I'm going to start with the negative. And since it has the absolute value, it's a V-shaped graph, I'm going to start with absolute value. Remember, it's always the opposite side for the closest. Instead of minus 2, it's going to be x plus 3, close your bars. And then since it's a negative 4, I'm going to have a minus 4. Let's go ahead and write the domain. Like always, since there's arrows on both sides, the domain is all real numbers. Now the range, I'm going to use the y coordinate of the vertex, and since it opens down, remember it's less than or equal to negative 4. All right, let's move on to number 2. Again, let's identify the vertex. The vertex is at 2, comma, negative 4, which is the absolute value. Again, like always, I'm always going to start with x equals. Since it's an absolute value, let's start with the bars. Remember, it's the opposite sign for the bars. Instead of 2, it's x minus 2, close your bars, and it's the same side, negative 4. Again, the domain, like always, is all real numbers for absolute values. In the range, it opens up, and then the y coordinate is negative 4, can be greater than or equal to negative 4. All right, number 3. Again, let's identify what the vertex is. The vertex is at negative 3, comma, negative 1. Then I'm always going to start with f of x equals the type of function, no matter if it's a U-shaped graph or a V. Since it opens downward, I have negative before that absolute value bars, and it's going to be plus 3 because it's always the opposite sign first, and then minus 1 with the same side. Domain, like always, is going to be all real numbers. Now, since negative 1 is the y coordinate, I'm going to be using negative 1, and since it opens down, it's going to be less than or equal to, again, negative 1. Move on to 4. Again, let's go ahead and identify the vertex. Vertex is coordinates 4, comma, negative 2, and it's an absolute value. Again, I'm always going to start with f of x equals, and since it opens up, I'm just going to write the bars. Absolute value bars is going to be x minus 4 because it's the opposite sign, and then minus 2 because it's the same sign for the y coordinate. The domain, like always, is all the numbers. And my range, under the y coordinate is negative 2, that's the number that we're going to be working with, and it opens up, so it's going to be greater than or equal to negative 2. Now look at number 5. It's a U-shaped graph. Remember, U-shaped graphs are the ones that are parentheses square. We're going to start the exact same way. Let's go ahead and identify the vertex. The vertex is 1, comma, negative 4. So again, like always, I'm always going to start with f of x equals. It opens up, I'm going to write the parentheses, x minus 1, because it's always outside. Do not look at the square. If you look at the square, it's not going to be a U-shaped graph or just be a line. It's the same sign the y coordinate. My function, equation of my function is parentheses x minus 1 squared minus 4. The domain, since I got arrows on both sides, is still going to be all real numbers. Now my range, again, is very similar to finding the range of the absolute value. I use negative 4 since it's the y coordinate, and since it opens up, it's greater than or equal to that negative 4. Alright, and last one. Again, it's a U-shaped graph. So it's going to be a quadratic. Let's identify the vertex. That is, what is it? Negative 4, comma, negative 9. We'll start by writing f of x equals. Now, is this graph going to start with the parentheses or the absolute value bars? Hopefully you say parentheses because it's a quadratic. It's going to be x opposite side plus 4, parentheses, squared, same side, minus 9. Again, let's go ahead and for the domain, which is all the numbers, and my range, since negative 9 is the y coordinate and it opens up, it's going to be greater than or equal to negative 9. Alright, let's flip it over. Let's go ahead and pause the video and have you complete 7, 8, 9. When you are ready, go ahead and press play and check your answers. Alright, hopefully you finished 7, 8, and 9. Let's quickly go through the answers. So, number 7. My vertex is at 5, negative 2. And since it opens down, I'm going to start with a negative. And since it's a U-shaped graph, I'm going to do the parentheses squared. My equation is x minus 5, this is the opposite sign. Quantity squared, minus 2. My domain is all real numbers, and my range is less than or equal to negative 2. If you forgot anything, probably that negative, because that's the biggest mistake. You have to have a negative there in order to know the graph opens down. All right, number 8. It's an absolute value, so I know I'm going to be dealing with the bars. My vertex is at 1, 0. So since it opens downward, I'm going to have a negative absolute value bar x minus 1. Now, some of you might have a plus 0 here. That's fine, but adding 0 doesn't change anything, so you don't have to have the plus 0. My domain is all real numbers, and my range is less than or equal to. It's less than or equal to because the negatives, it opens downward. Less than or equal to 0. All right, last question. This is an absolute value, so now I'm dealing with the bars. My vertex is at negative 2, 3, and since it opens up, I'm just automatically stuck with the bars. With x plus 2, enter bars plus 3. My domain is all real numbers, and since my y coordinate is 3, it's going to be greater than or equal to 3. All right, what we're going to do to finish up this video, you are going to pause the video and complete 10 and 11.